Hey YouTube, it's Justin here, aka Demonic Sweaters. Today I've got a product review for you guys, and what I'm going to be sharing is this drum learning application called Instadrum. This is an app that runs on iOS as well as Android, and it's a really full-featured app, and you can connect it to electronic drums as well as play it just standalone without any drums at all, which is a pretty cool feature. And it has a lot of stuff packed in here. There's basically a course, and there's also a whole song section. The song section has everything organized by category. There's My Library, which is the songs that you saved. There's anime, there's pop, there's rock, hip hop, country, R&B, and funk. And so all these different styles and a lot of songs in there where you can see the notation to and play along to. It actually plays the song, and you can have your drums hooked up and see if you're playing it correctly. There's a metronome in there as well, and yeah, it's actually like a really cool little app. The course section is really cool. I tested this out with some of my students, and they seem to enjoy it. It's kind of like a game, and I'm going to show you some of that right now. So here we go. All right, first let's take a look at what it's like to play without using electronic drums and just using the app itself. So the way that this works is I have a lesson loaded up in here. And there's basically just some drum pads down on the bottom of the screen. You just tap them with your finger. So let's take a look. Okay, now while this might not be exactly like playing an actual drum set or playing drums, it does teach you rhythm, and it does do a good job at teaching you how to read the music, which is pretty cool, you know, considering I don't even have a drum set hooked up here. If you do have a drum set, you can hook it up to the iPad and actually open up a whole new dimension to this thing. So let's go ahead and do that now and check it out. All right, I've got my drums hooked up here, and the way to do that, if you have a modern iPad, I have an iPad 11 here, is you're going to need a USB-C to regular USB adapter, like something like this, or a USB-C to USB-B cable, because the other side goes into the drum module. Looks like this, which is a USB-B, like printer type connection. So that's going to go into the drum module. All right, so once you have your cable hooked up, your USB cable connected to your iPad, then you can just go into the settings here and just tap on Connect eDrums, and it should just say connected right there. If you're unsure of what to do, you can tap on either cable or Bluetooth MIDI, and it'll walk you through the process of how to connect it. Another thing I should mention too is if you're using a Roland module like I am, you're going to want to make sure that you have your Roland module settings set to generic USB driver, because the vendor mode will not work. You have to have it set to generic. So let's go ahead and go back here, and I'm going to go to back to the lessons.
I guess you have felt the charm of the drum. At the beginning, we suggest you slow down a little.
Okay, now there's also instructions, as you can see right here, and you can either watch these or skip ahead like I'm going to do. Okay, now let's go ahead and play with the drums.
Your turn. 4 times.
Another thing that is very nice is if you want to plug your iPad into your electronic drums to actually hear it through your electronic drums module, you could do that either using an aux cable if you have the right kind of adapter with a headphone output on it, or if your tablet, or if you have an older iPad that already has one built in, you can do that. Or you can actually connect Bluetooth to your electronic drum module so you can hear the app through your headphones while you play the drums. And you don't have to worry about the audio not synchronizing because it has this really amazing, I would say ingenious feature where it can measure the latency of your iPad and the audio Bluetooth and basically offset the program to make it match up with what you're hearing in your headphones. So the way to do this is just to hit when you hear the snare drum, and then we just drag this little slider over to where your snare hit was. And that's it. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the song section. And let's just pick one of these. And then there's the learn section, which takes you through each pattern. So we can go groove A here. And it basically explains each part. So we have crash and 2 and 3 and 4. And let's go ahead and tap to start. Okay, and now it's going to have me play it. You can loop it if you like, but I'm not going to loop it. I'm just going to do it. Oh, crash. Oops. Okay, I could have done that better, but... All right, now I'm going to play it to the actual music, so let's skip that. And it slows it down a bit for you in the first one here.
Faster. Faster.
Okay, and you can see it's increasing the speed after I do well. Okay, so now we've learned the A section. And you can do this with basically every part of the song, including the fills. It'll teach you them one by one. Now, another very cool thing in the song mode of Instadrum, you can either go to the sheet music and just read it directly like you would, you know, like any normal sheet music and play along. Or if you go here to the game mode, or it's more like an interactive mode, you either have notation or the game mode. Now I'm going to show you the notation version. And I might have to mute the audio here because of copyright, but...
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever try.
As you can see, the game mode is pretty cool. It's sort of similar to Clone Hero, if you're familiar with that game. It's like a rock band type game, or rock band, I could have said rock band. Similar to that a little bit. And then there's some other drum games that work in a similar sort of way. There's melodics, but melodic scrolls horizontally. But personally, I prefer this vertical scrolling compared to the horizontal scrolling. So let's take a look at the notation. So let's select this again. And now we just go here. And now we're going to play the notation version.
Hold me close till I get up.
Now, as you can see, the notation version doesn't really give you the grading the way that the game version does and tell you what you're hitting or missing. But if you're comfortable with reading the notation, you don't really need that anyways. So this is just a good way to read more traditional drum notation to a song. You can also turn off different things here. You can turn off and on, rather, different things. You could turn off and on the metronome, or the drums that are on the track, or the song itself. So let me show you that. Turned off the metronome, turn off the drums. Now personally, my one criticism here is the accompanying beat and metronome don't sound perfectly on time to me. If you listen again, they sound a bit early. And I've checked this on a couple of different songs and I've noticed that. It doesn't really, it's not really a deal breaker, but for the notation lessons, I would just turn off the metronome until they can fix this. That's something I'm going to suggest to them, as well as the beat, because there's already the drum part that's in the song that's playing, and this is like an added, like drum machine that's layered over top of it. So to me, that's much better right there. So yeah, but that's the notation. There's a lot of songs in here. New releases, top hits. If you like anime, there's a lot of anime songs, which is really cool. That's something you don't see in like a lot of other drum apps. Pop. So yeah, really cool stuff. Very useful if you're looking to learn the drums. It's pretty affordable. There is a demo version as well, and in fact, I'm going to give to my viewers here, there's a 7-day free trial. If you click the link that I have down below, and I think there's a code or something down there, I can't remember, but whatever's down there, click it, and that'll take you to a free 7-day trial. And yeah, you can check it out. And I think it's really cool. I love these type of things for learning the drums, especially with kids. Like I teach kids to play drums, and they often really love these kind of games. It just makes it more fun for them because once they see like scoring involved and points and stuff like that, they just get into it a little bit more. A lot of kids like playing on iPads, like games. So it's a cool thing. It shows you a lot of different things. There's basically all of these intro videos that walk through everything from how to sit at the drums, how to hold your sticks, how to play the parts. It basically takes you step by step in various modes where there's, kind of game modes as well as actual notation with features that you could turn on and off. It hooks up to an electronic drum set. You can play it with just your fingers. All of these things are really cool and very useful. It's a really well thought out piece of software, and I highly recommend it. So anyway, if you want to check it out, like I said, there's a link down below. There's a free 7-day trial. If you want to try the pro version, just use my link and you can check it out. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell icon, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.